Hello, everyone, Mackie here, and today we are about to discuss all the things about the LOL Esports 2026 primer that they bring in. And there's some good, there's some bad, and there is the downright ugly. And now, before I'm gonna dive in, I would like to make one big announcement. Because of your support, because of your outpouring emotional support and everything you have for me, my videos, my shorts, and all the kind of stuff, we have reached the biggest milestone in probably my channel in like a lot of years. A few years, of course. We hit 50 subscribers, 50 subs. I mean, I cannot believe that 50 subs is even possible. Like, for a League of Legends content creator like me, even born in Jamaica, doing League of Legends, slightly autistic and all the kind of stuff, for me to get like 50 subs, it's an achievement. Like, you see some other people with like 100,000 and 200,000 and a million, and that's great at all. But for someone like me, who knows basically nothing much about League of Legends, not much playing, of course, to even get 50 subs is an achievement. It is an absolute achievement. So I want to thank you, the people that subscribe to this channel. I want to thank myself for dedicating this whole thing. My parents, my uncles, my grandmother, of course, who's probably in Nantucket right now. I want to thank everybody for giving me support and all this kind of stuff. And to allow me to do what I wanted to do, even though many people do not have a clue about what I'm doing. So thank you so much. And now, just like Excelsior, we move onwards and upwards. My goal is to try to get 100 subs before the end of the year, before the end of this year. So can we do it? We're going to find out. More shorts and more videos like this coming up, including us looking at the LOL Esports 2026 primer. Now, you already heard most of it from the dev, recap with the Demacia thing and all that kind of stuff. But this is going to be like a more detailed version, of course. I'm recording this on January 11th at 11:38 p.m. We got 3 more days until the real League of Legends, of course. Well, 2 days, of course. By the time this video will be uploaded, it will be Monday around that time. But it's only a few more days until the real League of Legends starts. And then we wanted to know which teams are doing well, which teams have not. If you want more of that, you can see my tier list for this entire week covering all the LEC, LCK, LPL, LCS, and even the CBLOL, and LCP addition to that. So if you want, you can just show my videos. It's not a whole preview, but it's not going to be like an overwhelming preview like your 50 or hour programs like a secondary program, because let's be honest, in a content world like this, nobody wants to see like 50 minutes of something. Like, I'm trying to cut back my videos and all kind of stuff. So yeah, that's gonna be it for all of it. And now it is time for us to dive in the League Esports primer. So as I mentioned, they're excited for the 2026 season and 2025 with the dramatic format shifts and storylines, and T1 becoming the first ever team to win back-to-back trophies, although they changed this team. But still, that's incredible. And now it's time for us to get ready for the 2026 calendar. So, as you all know, January 14th will be both the LCK and the LPL kicking off. Yes, a few days from now, 3 days, the time I'm recording, maybe 2 days. I'll just call it 2 days from now. We'll have the LCK and the LPL kicking off. Then the LCP will have theirs on the 16th. LEC and CBLOL will have it on the 17th. And poor little LCS is going to be late to the party, as pretty much usual. They'll be having it on the 24th because I heard my friend David Shynock said that they have VCT tournaments going on. And yes, remember, some of the studios are using VCT and League some of the days. And to avoid the whole LCS playing the closet thing and all kind of stuff, they decided, hey, let's just decided to push the LCS further, which I'm okay with it, but that's pretty much like the least of the whole thing. Also, a little reminder that the LCS will do a little messaging tomorrow. So I'm just gonna do like doing a reaction to all of this on my shorts or pretty much a long form. But consider the long form videos are not getting much. Maybe the shows will be okay. Maybe the shows will be okay. So the 24th of January where the LC is signed. So those are the dates. If you want, please screenshot this whole thing before I'm gonna move on. 3, 2, 1. All right. First stand. Now this. Oh boy, this is where my gripe comes in. So it said that there's no better way to kick off the year than the first global tournament event than First Stand. From March 16th to the 22nd, the FCT heads to Sao Paulo, Brazil from, wait for it, the RIOT Games Arena with the beating on the CB LOL. Yes, the RIOT Games Arena in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And I want you to give me a guess of how many people are going to be showing up in the stadium. How many people? Okay, time's up. 140 plus people. Nope, not 140,000, 140 people. 140 plus people are going to be showing up in a national event. I am sorry. My uncle and auntie's wedding a couple of years ago have more people than this. My school graduation has more than this. Like, you can put like any event and it'll be like more than this. I bet you one thing. My school auditorium could host this event. I'm not kidding. You can just bring computers, bring software, and you can have this entire event for like free. High school colleges will have more than this. And you're decided to put it at 149 people venue for an international event for a remember, this is your first global tournament. Emphasis on global, which means you have the LCK, the LPL, the LEC, the LCS, and the CBO. And if all things status quo, we might get a Trophy Faker finals. Imagine a Trophy Faker finals in front of 150 people. And let's be honest, say only what about T1 fans, but you know T1 fans are going to show up in droves. And we're going to decide to do it at 150 stadium. Like, what? Come on. Come on. I was looking up on some of the stadiums in Brazil. Like, I look up at one stadium in Brazil, and I tell you one thing. I will tell you one thing. Like, you have the Adhimi district, you got the Gincio Portuguese, you got the Tokyo Marina Hall, Convention Palace and Convention Center, Especo on Yemen. These are all of these can hold like 5,000 to 10,000 people. And you can easily sell out. You can easily sell out. It's not rocket science. It is not rocket science. I am sorry, but your logic is just falling out of place. Like, it's like Riot Games are coming like the Manchester United of all esports in terms of like they don't have the logic or the brains to know that this is a bad idea. Like, 150 people for an international event is just unacceptable. It's like the same thing with like Riot Games in 2024 decided to have all the Swiss matches in the LEC studio, which is a bad idea at the start because it's the atmosphere will be not great. It will be like a jarring thing. It's like, I get the money situation is tight, and we're gonna get to the money situation as that. But listen, listen. No person can look at this and saying this is a great idea. It is a horrible idea from an atmosphere standpoint. It is a horrible idea from a projecting standpoint. It's a horrible idea for like an esports event. Like, an esports event cannot be in a studio with 140 fans. And Sailor will and listen. Brazilian fans can be passionate, and they can be passionate and vocal and be loud and annoying, kind of like Eagles fans, of course. How humble they are when they lost to the 49ers. But the point is that at least they'll show up. But for 149 people to show up in a Riot Games studio, and by the way, let's be brutally honest, I do not think CBLOL is going to do anything much in this tournament, nor the LCS, nor the LEC. It's gonna be basically LPL and LCK all the way, and that's annoying. But it's the way it goes right now in the current League of Legends 4. And to have 150 people, I am sorry, Riot, that is just crap. Absolute feces. Feces. You could have just called up any of these stadiums and I'll be fine with it. I'll be okay with all of this. But no, this is just Riot Games just doing whatever they want to trying to please the people and thinking, hey, we're better than you. No, you don't. No, you don't. I don't even have a degree, and I know that this is a bad idea. I don't even have any kind of high intelligence, and yet I know this is a bad idea. This is a horrible idea. This is a bad, crappy idea. Get your crap together, man. And for the international tournament, let me just say this about the first Dan tournament. If this is happening in year one, the whole thing year one, I'm fine with it. If this happens year one, fine. Okay. But this is now the year two. This is supposed to be like a step up. And I get the first Dan tournament is not as big as the MSI or the Worlds, of course, and the Worlds is the be and all end all. And the MSI has got like a step up, of course. But you gotta have to make your tournaments feel like an international tournament. And this doesn't feel like an international tournament. This is one of those preseason games. And if you're going to make this international tournament legit, you gotta make it bigger than it is. Like CS:GO tournaments with like little prize pool can host like big events. Like ESL Impact, like can host like 5,000 people or 10,000 people. And ESL Pro League can have like 10,000 people. It doesn't take any logical sense to know that this is an international tournament. This is supposed to be a chance to go on a golden road, even though it's impossible in these days. It's supposed to be a chance to go on the golden road, and for this to have like 150 people to be in there, like my goodness, if you either you treat this first stand tournament like a legit tournament or have nothing at all, and for that to happen 2 years in a row in studios, it's just it it doesn't make sense. Please in the comment section, please tell me that this whole thing makes sense, because I know it doesn't. I know it doesn't. It doesn't make sense from my perspective. It doesn't make sense for them. But you know, Riot, it always makes sense for them. Like, come on, man. What are we doing? What the flip are we doing? Anyways, best of 5 matches, ensure deeper interpretation, more high stakes, fearless draft, of course, is taking place. We can take more about fearless draft later on, and FCST and all kinds of stuff with MSI seeding, blah blah blah. You all know the drill. And the tickets will go on sale at 1 p.m. on the 20th of January. So at least you got that going. So at least we got the location and the tickets. So these are fine though. But 150 people for a international tournament. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're not cheap, you know. Like, right? You are not cheap. You. By the way. Let me just do something. Let me just do some research. You're in the billions. Oh, yes, I see. I forgot. You're in the. By the way, let me just remember everybody that you guys are in the billions. You have billions of dollars, but unfortunately, you decided to keep it all private. You keep it all private, but you are a billion-dollar company. You've been owned by Chinese tech company Tencent. So you are a billion-dollar gaming company owned by the Chinese. And yes, I know you don't have like a figure because they do not want to expose their figures for any other reason. Because it, but what, Ryan? You are exposed, if you expose your figures, it's gonna make you look back. Like we want to know. We want to know how much you value. We want you to know so that we can be honest with you. But your privacy and your bad decisions are gonna make you question it more and more until you realize, give it to someone else. Just give it to the Saudis at this point. I mean, the Saudis can do it better than you. Yeah, they're bad people, but you know what? They're not as horrible as you guys are. Just saying. Just absolutely saying. Anyways, I'm done with the whole ranting. I'm done with the whole first stand ranting thing with the Riot Games Arena. If they're gonna do what they're gonna do, if they're gonna do this in the LCS studio next year or the LEC studio next year, I don't care, because this is Riot decision. And until something is changed, then c'est la vie, I guess. The MSI is gonna take place at Daejeon, South Korea. Okay, where? Where? Again, this is another one of those Riot Games decisions that it makes me feel like it doesn't make sense. Listen. Here's the thing. You can say all you will about the World Cup and the tickets and all kind of stuff, but we know where it's going to take place, how much it takes place, and the dates and all kind of stuff for fans. If you're gonna tell us where you're gonna be, just tell us months in advance. Don't wait us until like the last minute, like March or April, because many people be scrambling to get like hotel views and food and recommendations and travel and all kind of stuff. And those things matter. So it's January 11th. Like they don't even show the details right now. And MSI could be like in around June or something. Like you gotta tell us when it's gonna happen and where. They said they're gonna do this in a new building, but just tell us where it's going to happen. Just let us know. You keeping every single person on the loop. In fact, they did the same thing with Worlds. Like they don't know where in New York it'll be the finals. Like for the biggest moment of the tournament, the Worlds finals were headed to New York. Like Barclays Center, MSG. I wanted to be in Madison Square Garden. I mean, 2022 have the best games in Madison Square Garden by a country mile. The Bug game, the EDG DRX game, the Genji Damwon Kia game series, they're great. I would love to have this in MSG. But if you don't, you can just put it on you can put it in Barclays Center. But I'm not sure that Barclays Center have the prestige and the mystique as like the Madison Square Garden, where all the great games and all the great moments happen. Again, listen, so you decided to put in a 149 person seat for international tournament, and then you didn't tell us where the whole MSI tournament will take place. Although you might be doing a new stadium and ticketing and all kinds of stuff, and then you never told us where in New York is going to happen, Brooklyn or in New York. Like these are all the decisions that makes many people hate your guts so much. Like you can say all you will about Valve, you can say all you will about Blizzard and all these other stuff, but you know what they did? They get everything on point. They get everything in a couple of months so people know where and when and all this kind of stuff, and they can be brutally honest. Like I want to see, I want to talk to Chris Greeley in the RIOT Esports about, like, dude, why you have to make those decisions? Why they decided to put it in a 149 seed thing? Just say it's to say because they're cheap. Be, say you're Mr. Krabs. Say you're the Mr. Krabs of esports, and saying that you don't afford any money right now, that we are broke, that we don't have anything. Just say that. Just say the most brutal, honest thing. And I get it. They're gonna say some PR shit and all the kind of stuff, and fine. But you just say something. Say anything, okay? Just be brutally honest. Because listen, let's be honest. Your brutal non-honesty is going to make people hate you. They love the game. They love everything that you've done for so many years. But you're running on esports is so bad right now that the Saudis will make the esports thing so much better than you guys. And at least they don't cut people off. They only cut people heads. I'm sorry, but it is what it is, I guess. Now, I think I already mentioned about first selection. I've already mentioned about first selection a couple of days ago in the whole thing, and this is going to be going on in 2026. Now, there's some detractors, of course, with Yamada and all these other people. So, shout out to Yamada and everybody else. And let me just say this: I think this is okay I know, not saying the grand scheme of things, but I think this is fine. I think the whole thing is kind of like a purpose of like, if this team picks that side, they might get some of the OP champions. They might get to see some of the strategy they have, and to get all this kind of stuff. And that is huge because in traditional League of Legends, blue side has already dominated the league by a country mile. And maybe red side has some like counter picks to like engage and all kind of stuff. So I think red side and blue side will be important, and that'll be huge. But also first pick and second pick, and like they might get the OP champs. Although I watched like an Italian League of Legends tournament, and for now we're gonna get like this little bit of status quo until the meta kind of devolves. Remember, this is like first week of pro play that we don't know anything about it, but we might get some meta, of course. But, but if that happens, I think this thing is kind of like important for some of the players and from the teams, and we don't know what's gonna happen until we get like actual gameplay. Like we probably gonna get it from the LCK and the LPL and all kind of stuff. But I think this is going to be a game changer. We don't know how much of a game changer, and of course, this is going to be for this year. But we're going to find out how it is. So I'm okay with this whole thing. And don't tell me about trying to make it like similar to casual play and all kind of stuff. Like the amount of games that people play is like, it's like, I'm not going to say that number. I'm not going to say that number. But it's going to be like different conferences, different leagues, Lane Kiffin kind of speech, of course. It's different, of course. It's kind of different. So yeah, that's it. And then Hall of Legends, of course, they'll be talking about it. They're gonna put one of those guys in the Hall of Legends. If I were to guess my pick for Hall of Legends, they already have Faker, they already have Uzi. So which person are gonna go? I think they're gonna go for an LEC person, and they might gonna give some active player because they already did it for Faker and they want to do it because skin sales and all kind of stuff. So let me just think of an LEC player. I'm thinking Caps. I'm thinking Caps is gonna be my next Hall of Legends inductee. I mean, longest running LEC player, the most decorated LEC player of all time, international champion with an MSI 2019, probably the most stable mid laner ever, and probably the most wholesome person ever with his father, of course. So I think it makes sense for like Caps being the next Hall of Legends. Now, if they want to do LCS, maybe Bjergsen, maybe Double Lift. Those kind of two are obvious. I'm giving you the obvious ones, of course. So I got Caps. Maybe Reckless, you want to put that one. I'll prefer Caps, Reckless, Perks, you can add them, of course. Caps, Reckless, Perks for LEC. And you got Double Lift Bjergsen for the LCS. So I got those five, of course. And if they don't do anything about it, then I'll be shocked. And yeah, horrible. And now for pretty much the most important topic of this entire video, the monetization. So, in the World 2025 Finals, we wanted to share our financial structure with the support. This year, of course, we will be, wait for it, removing regional split pools in global revenue pool regions and redirecting those funds into deeper and more impactful areas. Okay, all right. So, on one hand, I can understand why you want to do it. You don't want to give them prize pools, of course, so that many people or managers decided to like give bigger contracts and give higher salaries to teams that won the whole thing. So in terms of the financial situation and all this kind of stuff, I can understand that. Removing the prize pool would be like, hey, let's just not expose the prize pool and everything so that many people will get bigger and bigger contracts and that will hurt people's heads. On the other side, though, where is that going to be? Where's the money going to be coming from? You said deeper and more impactful areas. Okay, so where are going to put the money from? We're gonna put the money to, by the way. You're gonna put it in Arcane. You're gonna put it in like a major League of Legends stuff. You're gonna put it in more skin revenues because I let's be honest, the VCT have that game going. The VCT have that game going with skin sales and tokens and items and all kinds of stuff. And listen, that model is incredible, of course. So if you're gonna put that in the whole model, fine, I'll take that. But Classic Riot, they're not gonna tell us anything. They're gonna have to. We got to wait for like months and on end to find out where it happens. So, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I really wanted to be involved with skins because let's be honest, the emotes things is not working. The whole badges and the logo on the summoner side is not gonna work. I just want skins in the game. Okay, we just want skins in the game. That's what I want. I just want skins. I just want badges. I want collectibles, of course, something that will be more valuable as time goes on. Like, let's be honest, League of Legends is going on for so long. It's incredible, but of course, the way they monetize this whole thing has been so poor to the point of like we have to rely on the big money, of course, to even rely on. And you see teams going out left, right, and center with RNG, with FPX leaving, with NRG, yeah, with NRG, CLG, and TSM leaving, and all the other teams have left because of financial situations that not been great. So if you can at least put some money into some teams to get some skins and all kinds of stuff, you can make it sustainable for like years. It's gonna be sustainable for years. And maybe I want it, but I would want a Cloud9 skin, a Cloud9 LeBlanc skin, like blue tears on her face, the color hair, and all kinds of stuff. I would pay good money to see a LeBlanc Cloud9 skin. And if you buy that skin, you can contribute that to the rest of the team and the rest of the LCS pool. So so they get a skin. Okay, let me just rephrase. You build a skin that is mostly team based. They buy the skin so that all the money contributed towards your leagues, towards your product, and it'll make the product better. So we get like we just see road shows, better product, higher quality purpose, and everybody wins. Like, come on. I am not a financial person, but I know the financial game when I see one. I know the stuff that, listen, you gotta have to get ahead of the game, of course, in most financial terms. And unfortunately for Riot, for the last couple of years, they have not been ahead of the game. So we don't know what's gonna happen, but the good news is at least the CB LOL and LCP is not gonna be affected. So there's that. But I just wanted to know. See, it said over time, the sums contributed to the regional prize pool resulted in comparatively small payouts for individual players, while the total investment across the league has grown into a meaningful amount. One that can effectively support long-term economic development when used strategically. Now, this shift reflects both on the confidence and maturity of the global esport and commitment involving the events. Prize pool and international events will continue to be funded by the GRP. So, yeah, at least the international tournaments will not get touched. But it says for deeper and more impactful areas. We don't know what impactful areas it is, but maybe down the line in a couple of months or maybe next year. We don't know. But yeah. Anyways, that should do it. Thank you all for watching. And by the way, thank you all for 50 subscribers. And thank you for the support you have done. It's been a blast. And we're going to probably get to 50 more by the end of the year. We got 2 more days until League of Legends kicks off for real. The big League of Legends year is coming. It's going to happen in my hometown, actually across in New America. But for the first time in 4 years, I get to watch League of Legends in my hometown. And if the last Worlds edition in America is great, hopefully will be another one. So anyways, thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Onwards to 100 subscribers. And I'll see you